So you were listening to some drum and bass, so now we'll drop some techno for you guys. So this is what we recorded this morning, and this is what is possible with Mawari technologies. Please take a look.
My name is Vanessa, and the reason I'm here today is to announce that Creda and Mawari have partnered to expand the Creda metaverse into the augmented reality realm through the Mawari Network in Korea. I am standing in front of you like this in the real world as a result of this collaboration.
All right, so now getting serious. So why XR streaming matters? I'm going to guide you through the journey of Mawari through the last, actually, almost 8 years now on how we have tackled this problem and why it really matters. And this is because when we think about the future in 2027 or 2030, we need content delivery networks. So let's get started. So today, 2D content delivery is instant, it's almost unlimited, it's personalized, and it's high quality. So you press play on Netflix, and within less than 1 second, you have a movie playing on your phone or on your TV. So end users actually expect that. So when we think about consumer-grade XR in the near future, in order to really scale and become mainstream, we have to have the same level of readiness. The reality is that today, the infrastructure is not built for this. We need an exponential amount of power, exponential amount of bandwidth, and a different architecture. So let's talk about the elephant in the room, is that consumer-grade XR content cannot be delivered at scale to mobile XR devices. This is for a couple of reasons. First one is technical bottlenecks, and the second one is infrastructure limitations. So let's talk about the bottlenecks. First one is, as we are moving into 3D, the content size is significantly bigger. So we have heavy assets, especially if they are high quality, and that leads to lengthy downloads, even if we have a fast 5G connection. So then we have the content format. So until today, yeah, I mean, we've seen 3D content for more than 20 years. The rendering pipeline was designed to actually render a pixel and display on a 2D screen, not actually for spatial computing. So that creates a big limitation, and also it was designed to render the last pixel on device and not remotely, and then stream it. So there's an incompatibility of formats. Then finally, the XR device processing power. So right now we have very good devices. However, to really get them to that last mile of mainstream adoption, the form factor really needs to be really lightweight. And we are not there yet. So the only way is to actually, they will start becoming more terminal-like, and then we need to offload the compute power to an edge server. Additionally, the more power we use, the more battery it drains. And as you see the Vision Pro today, you need to carry the battery. So there's no killer solution for the battery issue either. So offloading the processing to an edge server is what makes sense. Now, let's talk about the infrastructure limitations. So first of all, the current infrastructure for 2D the content delivery is centralized and is not designed for edge computing and scale. The main difference is that with 2D content, we need to copy and replicate either videos or images. But when it comes to 3D content or XR content, we need to render it in real time. So we need an edge rendering server close to the end user so that we can actually make it as a seamless experience. More importantly, this architecture is not cost effective for this new type of content delivery, and is not interoperable across all the public cloud. So now let's talk how Mawari tackled these XR bottlenecks. So let's go back to 2018. So meet AICO. We work on this project with our partners KDDI that are here on stage. And the challenge was to stream it into AR glasses. But what about Aiko? She's a digital human. She has a very complex backend. It's AI-powered, and more than anything, it's an Unreal Engine 4 application that has high-quality graphics. So no smartphone, no XR device can actually render and display this Aiko smoothly locally. So we went into deep research, and we were looking into what were the existing solutions to stream content for an XR device at the time. And we found pixel streaming. However, pixel streaming has a high dependency on latency and bandwidth, and is not designed for XR. So we discarded it. Then we looked into other solutions and other companies doing stereoscopic streaming, but it turned out to be the same. The main dependency was latency and bandwidth, and the lowest scalability because it's built on a different architecture. So we have to discard it. So as you know, the XR industry, the XR developers are very crafty, and we come up with incredible solutions if we actually get the purpose for it. So we had to solve the latency and bandwidth problems on our own. We had no help. So what did we do? We started like, OK, let's design a streaming format that is AR native. That's the most important. Without that in mind, we could integrate other technologies and make something work, but it's not really designed for that next generation and to really scale. So we reimagined how to capture, render, encode, and stream and encode again the 3D content via network, not through a local device and not through the traditional render pipeline. So in other words, we reinvented the rendering pipeline so that we could scale it. This sounds easy, but this is the result. You could see and talk to Aiko in real time through the XReal glasses. And that's how we created our core streaming technology. So then that led to our first consumer-grade activation, very successful. This was one of the biggest shopping malls in Tokyo, Ginse 6, in which we collaborated with KDDI and the big artist Kohei Nawa. So I'm going to play the video, and I'm going to talk a little bit about what are the specifics of this video. So this exhibition actually ran for over a year at Ginse 6. It was available for all the visitors of this shopping mall. And the challenge here was that, OK, we were working with Kohei Nawa, which is one of the most popular contemporary artists in Japan today. And for him, just having a half-ass content is not an option. We had to deliver really to the quality that he expected. And he came up with a brilliant idea. OK, so there's this white deer hanging from the ceiling, and he wanted to embed an AR performance on top of it, which at the time we worked with our partners in Immersive to really get the mapping right into this and really have this point cloud that it is a 3-minute performance dancing around. Now, more importantly, this is not a programmatic point cloud. It's actually designed frame by frame. It's 250,000 points that actually are not points. They are actually 3D objects with its own unique geometry, texture, and reflections. So just imagine if you try to load, even at the time when we were testing it on a 2080, the 2080 couldn't even render this. So just imagine a smartphone or a tablet, impossible. So through this project, we learned a lot, and we figured, OK, so we really need to get to that next level and reimagine the rendering pipeline. Otherwise, we are not going to scale for the future. The result was that actually this was very popular in Ginse 6, and they extended it another 6 months. And we had a very successful installation. So as you can see here, there's people as dancers that are actually transforming this point cloud. And the main point is that through any angle of the shopping mall, as soon as you would install the KDDI AR art application, you would actually be able to watch this performance. So now let's move back to 2024, what we built and what we have today. So first of all is the Mawari Platform. We have 3 different layers. One of them is the Mawari Network. The second one is the Mawari Engine. And the third one is the spatial streaming SDK. So what are they? Mawari Network is the orchestration layer that works really on the back end. The Mawari Engine is this core streaming technology that we created to break the bottlenecks of streaming XR. And then finally, we had to package it into an SDK so that developers could use it. So now let's talk about spatial streaming. What is spatial streaming and why we call it that way? So this is another video we recorded this morning. This is a very nice Airbnb that we're staying, so you're welcome to come. And here's the main point. You'll see the video. So instead of actually streaming the entire scene like other solutions, we actually just stream the geometry or the objects that are in a specific scene. And that allows us to put us embedded into the AR scene. So if we have technologies like Niantic BPS or immersive BPS, we can actually create real-time occlusion of these stream objects versus just having overlays on the AR display. This really adds a high level of realism and sense of presence, which is what I will talk next about. So what we focus on is in delivering what we call true 3D streaming, not just actually trying to fake 3D into a 2D because that's the current video streaming pipeline. And that gives us a sense of presence. The 2 key elements for this technology is what has been called the 3D streaming codec, or the MP3 of AR. Actually, Charlie Finks from Forbes called it the $20 billion codec. And the second one, which is inside the SDK, is we have a split rendering framework, which I will explain in a second, and that we focus on streaming the spatial objects versus the entire scene. So you can see here, again, the same DJ, just in a different location through the smartphone, how smooth and non-perceived latency per se as you move around. This is streaming directly from a cloud server. This was in Chicago, I believe, and the server was outside Ohio. So what are the spatial streaming SDK features? First, as we mentioned, spatial streaming. What does it mean? That, as you will see in this picture, we can actually resize, move, manipulate as if you had this real stream object into your AR scene. The next feature is what I mentioned, occlusion. So you can stream contents into the real world and really embed them into what it would look like a realistic scene. So as you can see here, seamlessly using an immersive SDK, we were able to put this avatar behind the table. And also, as you see the cube there, it's also a virtual object that we can create occlusion as we are streaming this from the cloud. Then the next one is a more future-looking and really futuristic feature, which is dynamic stream support. So right now, for any cloud render application, if you want to switch the content, you actually need to turn off the application or change it and turn it on again and load everything. So with our engine and Unity and Unreal Engine plugins, all you have to do is actually have our SDK, and it dynamically, without having to close the application at runtime, can pull dynamically content into the AR scene. Why does this matter? Our philosophy is that in the future, XR content will be just like the websites today. It's just a frame, and these frames are asynchronously loading a lot of content personalized to what you want to see. So in the future, it will be the same. Applications will be just these frames, and we need to pull the content dynamically, and it needs to be instant. Otherwise, users won't use it. And finally, split rendering. So what is split rendering? It allows us to render some things on the device, like UI or simple geometry, as you see here in the example, and asynchronously and in parallel render on the cloud the content that needs attention, like this high-quality digital human. What is the advantage of this? This allows what we call the non-perceived latency, because with having the scene being rendered and the spatial computing being rendered on device, the most important is that it locks up into your brain, and then in parallel, the other content is being rendered. So you have a very smooth experience as if all the content was rendered locally. With other solutions, as soon as you have a network lag, you have a screen lock, and especially if you're wearing glasses, you lose everyone. So now, something that Miro will go more in detail, but now the devices that we support is the X-Real, the Quest 3, the Magic Leap 2, and the Vision Pro. We fully confirmed the operation on Vision Pro, and it will be shipped on SDK 1.5. So now let's talk about the Mawari Network. Why we created a Mawari Network? So we had this great streaming technology, but we also had that bottleneck of, OK, so the architecture of the current data servers is not designed as we need it. And we had two options to either just wait or try to, again, solve the problem on our own. And we went ahead and we built the Mawari Network. So what is the Mawari Network? It's the decentralized and the only network that orchestrates storage, bandwidth, and rendering in real time for mixed reality. And we all do this in a distributed way, so we don't, and it's interoperable across different providers, which is one of the biggest issues that we see today with the public cloud. Also, since we started working with cloud rendering since 6 years ago, we learned a lot. And we learned how to optimize the development workflow for XR developers, which is next. So without Mawari Network, you would need actually in your team someone or two people even, that would be dedicated for DevOps and backend. And that would be driving the creative process more than actually focusing on what matters the most, which is creating a good experience. So through the automation of the Mawari Network, the only thing that you need to do as a developer is upload your Unity or Unreal Engine scene. And we, as a CDN, we propagate these applications across the global network, and we prepare them ready to be real-time streamed and rendered for your service. Now, let's go into success stories. Here, I'm going to talk about assimilating XR at Mutech Japan that we did in collaboration with Mixer, a visual graphics tool. So let's play the video.
Mawari is making the extraordinary accessible to everyone, empowering creators to deliver awe-inspiring, immersive experiences globally. How is Mawari unlocking the full potential of the trillion-dollar mixed reality market? Meet Assimilating XR by Hiroaki Umeda, a masterful blend of digitized contemporary dance, digital art, and cutting-edge mixed reality technology powered by Mawari. This creation's immersive tapestry of movement, light, music mesmerized audiences in its 2-day premiere at Mutech Japan in Tokyo. Processing power limits quality and immersion in XR devices. However, streaming real-time, high-fidelity, and consumer-grade 3D visuals from the Mixer visual art tool was a non-negotiable requirement for creating a captivating, life-changing experience. Achieving this magic was only possible thanks to Mawari's revolutionary Core XR streaming technology. The result? Real-time, high-fidelity, consumer-grade 3D visuals delivered at a quality never before experienced in the market. This groundbreaking mixed reality installation was not only the first of its kind, but also a tremendous success, debuting to immediate acclaim and selling out instantly. Audiences commented on their amazement with a 96% satisfaction score. The ripple effect of the work's success cascaded to numerous media outlets in Japan and abroad. Assimilating XR showcased to the world that consumers are not just willing, but eager to pay for high-quality, mixed reality, immersive content. Attendees paid $20 for a 7-minute performance. An impressive 71% of first-time XR users affirmed that they found value in their experience. This is just the beginning. At Mawari, our mission is clear: to be a driving force in ushering the XR industry into the mainstream. Stay tuned.
OK, and I see Eric coming in, so your part is coming up. So there you go.
My name is Eric Pagliardo. I'm the founder of Mixer, which is a creative platform for creating and distributing 3D content across multiple different platforms and distribution means. And we had the extreme pleasure of working with Mawari to showcase at MUTEC Japan a 3D spatial ballet performance partnering with Hiroaki Umeda. And it was extremely exciting to be able to watch 3D content move seamlessly from our 2D creative platform across the Mawari network and then stream into 10 different Magic Leap headsets. They were all networked together in synchronous with 3 video projected walls. They were all showing the same content, streamed instantly across the Mawari network into the Magic Leap headset so that multiple people could show up and see this performance from many different angles and many different perspectives, all streaming live.
OK, so what is our philosophy? To provide sense of presence and optimization for all, and this is with pun intended. Why? Because we believe that first-time users, if they have a wow experience, if they actually enter into something that really changes their perception of reality and life, they will come back. Until today, I mean, we've been here in this industry, and we worked a lot on POCs with a lot of limitations, and we have a lot of one-time users that will never come back. And then they have that image that, OK, XR is way too far away, it's not ready. So we need to change that. And as Ori mentioned in his keynote, this year is to actually look back at what went well and what went wrong. And this is one of the most important things, is getting new users to really see what's possible today in XR and really wow them. With this, we will actually be able to scale to mainstream. So now, meet Miro. He's coming right now to the stage. He's a real human, actually. He's not an NPC, and he's the head of Mawari Network. So say hi to him.
Thank you, Luis. Hello? Hello? Thank you, Luis. I'm happy to be here as a real human, at least for this time. Thank you so much, guys. I'm head of network and also spearheading Mawari product. And I'm here to share some news with you, as Luis just shared with you guys what we've been building so far, right? And a little bit of our philosophy and everything else, like success stories. So I want to tell you guys a little bit about the product principles we are thinking of as we build this technology, right? That's a very important message we want to give to XR developers, which are very unique kind of developers, right? And first thing first. Building this spatial streaming software developer kit is not just a piece of technology, right? It's not just a piece of code that helps you to streamline the development of Unity and Unreal applications. It's something that enables your creativity, and we want to make sure we solve all the problems in the network side, as well as a wide range of compatibility for devices, right? So we are pushing to be device agnostic in this XR industry. And we know that's very hard, and we are making very solid progress on that, right? And we can say that because we designed our SDK to be AR first. And what that means? It means that technology that Luis just showed you guys enable you to build true AR experiences using our codec, OK? So with that in mind, we split the logic of how to build an application, trying to make it very seamless for developers to adopt this framework, this way of building it, and moving content to the cloud without any blockers, right? And by solving the issues, we know that by using an SDK would be, let's say, adopting our SDK would be part of the journey of a developer. We knew that moving things to the cloud would be challenging as well. because dealing with servers and everything else. So we built the Mawari Network, making it compatible for Unity and Unreal on the server side, and cross-streaming, let's say, doing cross-engine compatibility, which means that we stream Unity to Unity and Unreal to Unity. And soon we'll be releasing Unreal support for the client as well. Okay? So everything in mind here as a product principle is to that I really love sharing with you guys is that we are thinking about the developers and really building on the gap, really making that bridge so it's seamless to build XR experiences. So Mawari Network that Luis mentioned, it's about providing you the resources globally at scale that you can deploy these applications that are now part of that moving to the cloud and deliver to the end users wherever they are. Okay? So that's why we took the approach to build that decentralized and bringing GPUs and storage resources coming from different sources, different data centers, individual GPU owners. We can make it possible by creating like this end-to-end automation system in which content can be deployed anywhere. With that said, these are our product principles, and I'm excited to announce that at AWE, we are opening our beta programs. And what that means is that we were working towards the spatial streaming latest release to be tested by some closed partners later this year. With all the features you guys are seeing here, like all the demos you guys are seeing here, you can build that for Apple Vision Pro, Quest 3, and Magic Leap 2. And on the Mawari Network side, the infrastructure, for now we are pushing United States, Korea, and Japan, but expanding quickly because we have like, a huge amount of, let's say, resources out there that we can expand. And then that's why we are opening the beta programs to understand where's demand. Okay, and in 2025, which is just around the corner, yeah, we have new generation of this codec, more integration of engines, and also expanding the node coverage across the road. Okay, that's we have this form right now. If this is not big enough, my next slide is a larger one in which you guys can sign up for a closed beta SDK, or if you want a little bit more, submit a project proposal. And if you have any spare GPU or storage resources or unused GPU out there and you want to sign up for the Mawari Network as a node and get rewarded by streaming XR projects globally, sounds exciting, I know. That's it. Please scan that code and let's build that together. Thank you so much.